So unless you've been living under a rock, lately you have seen that one of the things that is pretty much on everybody's mind in the Pokemon card collecting space is alternate arts from the Sword and Shield era and how they're just bonkers, exploding in value. What's going on, everybody? You're watching the channel Dr. Applesauce 2. My name's Will. It's another beautiful day here in Texas. I hope you guys know that I love you, God loves you, and that there is an awesome plan for your life. Today, we're going to talk about the thing that everybody's talking about. In case you haven't heard it, I'm sure you probably have. But we're going to talk about the Sword and Shield alternate art Pokemon card craze, phenomenon, just insanity that's going on with these cards right now. And we're going to look at some data. And I think it's really interesting because you can just hear everybody saying, oh my God, alternate arts are going crazy. The Moonbreon is selling for an insane amount of money. You can just hear that on the surface. But when you actually look at the data and look at the values, it's wild how many alternate arts from the Sword and Shield era have exploded and almost doubled, if not more than doubled in value just over the past 3 months. It's kind of insane. And obviously leading the charge among all of these Sword and Shield era sets is the powerhouse that is Evolving Skies. I think all of the Sword and Shield era sets combined, besides Evolving Skies, have 11 cards that are worth over $100. And I think Evolving Skies has 9 cards by itself that are worth over $100, which is a pretty impressive feat. And then I think out of all of the top 10 most valuable cards from the Sword and Shield era, not including promos, I think 5 of those are in Evolving Skies. So obviously we're going to look at some Evolving Skies cards, but there's other alternate art cards from the Sword and Shield era that are just absolutely going bonkers. This is wild. There's been reports, and I'm not even going to be looking at graded cards. People talk about this and they look at graded cards and stuff. I like to look at raw card values. I like to look at raw card data. That's just what I like to look at. But speaking of graded cards, I think now the Umbreon VMAX alternate art from Evolving Skies in a PSA 10 is selling, has records of it being sold for like $1,500 on eBay. And this is something that I've spoke about in the past. Blows my mind how expensive that card is, because I think there's like 20,000 copies graded by PSA. There's a lot of them, but if there's 20,000 copies graded by PSA and there's 2 million people that want the card, it's still a very low market for the amount of people that want the card. I do find this stuff interesting. So this is really cool. Let's break all this down and see maybe, maybe some of the alternate art cards from the Sword and Shield era that are still pretty cheap you should consider picking up right now. I don't know. I'm not going to tell you what to do. That's up to you. If you like the artwork and the card's under 30 bucks, maybe you should go and pick it up. So let's jump in. Let's look at all this. But real quick, shout out to Drip Shop Live. Come hang out with me, guys, in my Drip Shop live streams every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Central and every Friday at 1 p.m. Central. We do all kinds of different stuff. If there's a new set out, we might be opening packs from the new set. But coming up, I have some really fun wheel spin games where we've got a bunch of alternate art, low-end wheel spin type of pulls where anybody can afford that. We're going to be doing a vintage showcase with some insane mystery bags on Friday. We'll be doing some deal or no deal games. I always try and keep it a lot of fun. Come hang out with me on Drip. Actually, tonight, if you're watching this when it premieres, we'll be on Drip at 8 p.m. Central. You can go to the link that's down in my description to go RSVP to the streams. You can sign up. If you sign up through that link, you'll get either $10 or $250 credit, and you can spend those. It's a lot of fun. Drip's a fun place. So let's go ahead and just jump over. Let's do the first one we want to look at. Okay, this is the crazy one, right? This is the craziness that everybody's crazy that they ever talk about. It's just, I'm even, stumbling over the words. It's so insane. The Umbreon VMAX alternate art from Evolving Skies. We see that it now has a raw market value of $926. Insane price. We're not going to belabor the Umbreon VMAX too much. I do want to talk about it, but if we go ahead and we look at this price history right here, back at the beginning of February, so about 3 months ago, right? 3 months, February, March, April, we're about 3 months ago. It was $545. Just a gradual increase. Now $926, almost double. And an insane price point for this card. This card is reaching the $1,000 raw mark that most vintage cards never reach. Not to mention modern cards. Most vintage cards don't reach the $1,000 price point for a raw card. The growth on this card is insane, and it's got to be the demand. There's got to be people that just want these cards more than other cards. So we got the Umbreon VMAX from Evolving Skies. And what's really interesting is I mentioned some stats from Evolving Skies earlier. If we look at Evolving Skies, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards 9 alternate art cards worth over $100 in this set. And then after that, there's still a good handful of cards that are worth over $50. This is why Evolving Skies booster boxes are so expensive. This is why everybody wants Evolving Skies, because of the incredible value. And if we just look at all of these cards that are here, so I was lucky enough to pull the Sylveon VMAX right there, $189 market value. I graded it and it got a 10. That's insane. I pulled the Umbreon V on the first weekend. I graded it and it got a 9, $191 market value. Incredible. I pulled the Leafeon VMAX right here, $300 value. I had this graded in a BGS 9 up for sale for $190 and nobody wanted it. And then all of a sudden, all this stuff started skyrocketing and I took it down and now everybody's like, oh, you want to sell me that Leafeon for $190? Nah, friend. I don't think I can right now. 9 cards that are worth over $100 for Evolving Skies, which is pretty incredible. If we go look at the Rayquaza VMAX, you can see that it has a market value of about $425 now. Look at this graph. Back at the beginning of February, it was worth $247. I pulled this card a couple years back and for a giveaway for somebody. It was worth about $200. It is now worth $426, double what it was in the past 3 months. That's incredible. We talked about the Leafeon VMAX going from about $160 up to it's breaking $300 market value right now, effectively doubling in price. We've got the Glaceon VMAX as well, another one of the heavy hitters from Evolving Skies. We were at, where were we, about 3 months ago, about 150, now all the way up to over $200. So that's not a double, but that still is a substantial increase. And it's not just Evolving Skies that this is happening to. This is happening to a lot of the heavy hitter alternate arts from across the Sword and Shield era. Let's go look at the Gengar VMAX from Fusion Strike. You know, Fusion Strike, the set where all of the hits were stolen. Yeah, the Gengar VMAX from Fusion Strike. About 3 months ago, we were sitting at $200. Now $394 for the market value. Effectively $400. Effectively double the price on this card. And there is a really weird sale right there for $600. I don't know why somebody would pay $600 for it when there's... look, you can get a damaged one right there for $200. $350 for a light played, but $600. I don't know. People are weird what they'll spend their money on. Gengar VMAX now up to $400. Now this is one that is not surprising at all, and I'm loving my gear. I've got the Giratina V alternate art from Lost Abyss in the Japanese version, but this one is causing some waves. Giratina V alternate art from Lost Origin has skyrocketed to $426. $248 about 3 months ago, up to $426. Some really sussy sale right there for $729. I don't know. You can get a damaged one for $230. You can get a heavily played for $370. Moderately played. Let's see. Where's a near mint for $485, $490? Yeah. So what's this sussy sale for $729? I mean, maybe it's a TCG player direct sale. Somebody. Who knows? Who knows? But $426 for this card hovered around $200 for so long. I am having FOMO. I will admit, I am having FOMO seeing all these alternate art sales. Like, I'll get them one day, and then I just realized I wanted it, but I didn't want it that bad, and I never bought it, and now they're all worth twice what they were. Yeah. Another one that took a little while to catch up is the Lugia V from Silver Tempest. Silver Tempest is still pretty reasonably priced for the booster boxes, and this one was really affordable for a while, about $120 3 months ago, but now it has started its journey upwards. It's about to break that $200 point. We're at $193 right now for the market value of this alternate art. The alternate arts in Sword and Shield are amazing. They're nothing like what we had in Sun and Moon. They're way harder to pull than what, these new SARs or special illustration rares that we're having in the Scarlet and Violet era. And these are going to be in a league of their own, and they're going to be a special place, and there's going to be that nostalgia from when Battle Styles and Evolving Skies came out, and Chilling Reign, and wanting to pull those alternate art Pokemon cards. We're going to see some crazy stuff happen with these alternate arts. And if we just go and look at all of the alternate, so this is basically filtered alternate arts in the Sword and Shield era. You see Evolving Skies is number 1, and then we got Giratina at number 2, and then another Evolving Skies at number 3, and then we've got a Fusion Strike at number 4, and then another Evolving Skies at number 5, and then we got the Blaziken at number 6, and then a Fusion Strike, and then Evolving Skies, and then Silver Tempest. And so there's some beautiful cards in here. If you go a little bit further down the line, there's actually still some alternate art cards that are gorgeous that you can get for relatively affordable. Look at this Mew V from Fusion Strike right here, 43 bucks. It is going up. The Celebi right here, $43. Beautiful alternate art card is going up. This Galarian Rapidash at 40 bucks. You know, you could get this Galarian Slowking, $35. This Palkia right here, I always thought was super, super cool, $41. The Batman Noivern, the Unknown for 21 bucks. The Sneasler. There's just some really cool, I don't know why I said Sneasler, that's Tornadus. There's some really cool alternate arts that you still can pick up for relatively affordable if you just want to get some alternate arts for yourself. Now, this doesn't just pertain only to alternate art cards. If we go back and look at Evolving Skies one last time, yes, the alternate art cards are going up, but Evolving Skies is such a strong set because even outside of the alternate arts, look at some of the V cards, or not the V cards, look at some of the Rainbow cards. Rayquaza VMAX Rainbow, $50. Sylveon VMAX Rainbow, $44. Umbreon VMAX Rainbow, $42. Not too shabby. And these are just raw prices on these cards. We're not even talking about PSA 10s, which these cards are going for $150, $200. This is a really interesting moment because these are cards that a lot of people either ignored or just waited and were patient on and were like, I'll pick that up another time. And now we're into the Scarlet and Violet era. People are obviously knowing that most of Sword and Shield is out of print. Most of Sword and Shield is out of rotation and out of print. And these cards aren't coming back, and they are some of the best art that we have had in the history of Pokemon. And we're seeing an equal amount of buyouts, but we're also seeing just an equal amount of market demand. And like I said, if you could look back in the Sun and Moon era, in the XY era, yeah, things were printed less, even in the Sword and Shield era, but now there is a massive spike in the fandom for Pokemon. There are way, 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 way many more Pokemon card collectors than there were 2 or 3 years ago. And so when you're diving into the pool of the Sword and Shield sets before they started ramping up production, there's a lot less of those to go around than there are Scarlet and Violet for the amount of people that actually want the cards. It's a really incredible time. Let me know down in the comments below which of these alternate arts that are up there at the top do you own. I own a handful of them, not all of them, never pulled a Moonbreon. I do have 36 loose hanger packs of Evolving Skies sitting over there that I bought a long time ago at GameStop, and I'm like really now tempted, like, what if there's a Moonbreon in there? What if there's a Moonbreon in there? Should I open them? I don't know. I can't decide. But let me know in the comments below which of these cards you own. Come hang out with me on Drip tonight at 8 p.m. on Wednesdays and 1 p.m. on Fridays. There's a link down in the description for you to do that. If you enjoyed this video, guys, do me a favor. Give it a thumbs up. It's free, and it's a great way for you to support the channel, and you can subscribe and hit the notification bell, and YouTube will hopefully tell you when I put up new videos. And YouTube says that you'll like this video right there, too. So watch it next. And like I always say, my friends, find somebody to love and serve today. Be the change you want to see in the world. See you next time.